Bring it here.
There's a lot. Winnipeg Beach, that's where George is from.
Oh, you guys, it's Franker's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Frankers.
Puppy dog.
5?
Yeah.
5.
So we
Holy
got
shit, kindergarten this
more
fall.
people that came to my birthday.
Kindergarten.
Yeah.
Yeah, time to smarten up, Frankers.
Porter's in grade 1 today.
Yeah?
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Grade 1.
Took the bus. He's all happy.
Took the bus.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's so excited.
Grade 1, man.
Yeah, no, time flies, man. Seriously.
Right?
I got 1 left in school.
That's it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey guys, we're here with the 1949 Frazer Standard that I fixed up. I was looking through the videos. 6 years of driving this thing. I can't believe it. I just thought we'd do a little 10,000 mile checkup on the old Frazer. We did a 13-part series on putting this thing together out of a field. And I just started driving it and I haven't really had to do much to it. So I thought maybe we'll do a little walk around and see how the old thing's doing, and I have to say I'm mildly surprised at how well it has done, and also it's Franker's birthday, so we should take her for a car ride because she always likes going for a ride in the old Frazer. Ready? What a good girl. Let's have a quick look around the old Frazer, see how things are going. There. Okay. The old Continental 226 cubic inch. And yeah, really you've had to do other than core plugs. And what else do we do to it? Very little. It's been really good. Everything that I did when we first got it going is holding together, and yeah, just it's been pretty decent. Plug off the vacuum leak there. A little bit of a branch, that'll do it. So, generator, everything holding together really well, actually. Let's see, over the years we replaced this with a parts car rad. I bought 3 of these Kaiser parts cars and used most of the pieces off of one, so I mean eventually these are probably just going to have to find a home. We had some really fantastic donations for the car, including that excellent license plate topper and the plate, and from our friend Steve this Frazer badge. Never did figure out what these are from. I suspect maybe Oldsmobile. And yeah, everything else working well. The, you know, hanging together. So not really too much to discuss here. Let's see if she'll start. Hey Boo Boo, you want to go for a ride? Okay, let's go. So, steering wheel holding up, and yeah, if anybody hasn't seen the series we did on this, there's a 13-part series on my YouTube channel where we kind of got this thing out of a field and kind of put it together. Some homemade headliner and homemade upholstery bits there. Most of that is holding up very well. All these awesome little Kaiser details like this and that. That's a nice little sound. It hasn't really gotten any worse from the day I got it running. I wasn't sure how much longer the engine would last because it's as found, but it's doing pretty good actually. The hood, on the other hand, not great. So I got one window has cracked in the meantime, but everything else doing okay. Puppy dogs like it. do have a lot of cars of this era. I don't have a lot of them on the road. Driven a few, but I haven't driven enough to really tell you if this is a much better or worse or even that much different car than something like a DeSoto or you know, a Oldsmobile of the era. I think what the Frazer really had going for it versus other similar cars of the era, it's very roomy inside. It's extremely comfortable for tall guys. Even the back seat, there's no hump in the floor because the car is so tall that the body is really just sitting right up on top of the frame. So that makes it a nice cruiser. Certainly, I think many other cars of this era would have been, you know, would have offered a little better performance, but the Frazer got around it with some pretty steep rear end gears. This car has a 455 final drive, and it would be frankly useless without the overdrive. And so, you know, it was good that they at least included that. It had some nice features, integrated turn signals, which were coming, you know, just for the first few years coming together at this point. Most of my other late 40s cars do not have those as standard, so that's nice. I'm trying to drive with one hand here, so slower than usual. Yeah, you're pretty much in third gear by the time you're through the intersection in this thing. I can't pick on the car for things that are, you know, age related. Like, obviously the car doesn't have the right tires on it. That'd be something I'd like to upgrade in the future. We'll see. But I mean, a set of tires for this car is closing in on what the actual car is worth. So I'm not too, you know, I'm not in a big hurry for that. But so a nice set of tires would be nice. But I have to say, in my defense, that the tires that I put on here, whatever, 6 years, just check the date on the old videos, 6 years ago we finished this thing, and the tires I put on then, they have a little wear on them, but they've worn very evenly, and that's really nice to see. The work that we did to the kingpins and tie rod ends and stuff paid off there, because there's no abnormal wear on any of the tires, which is nice. That could have been not the case. You know, I don't drive it hard, I don't drive it fast, but I do drive it quite often. I've actually started driving the Model T so much that this car is getting less use than before, and it might just kind of get a, you know, a gentle kind of semi-retirement now, and kind of go in the garage and just be there if I want to use it, or if I got to take 6 people out somewhere. It's a very comfortable car, and has been very reliable. And again, I think with all my cars, use them within their limits, and they're fine. This car's limits have been moved back a little bit since it was new. I think when they were new, they were quite capable of cruising 60, 70 miles an hour all day long. I'll still do 60 miles an hour in this car, but I don't ask it to do 70. You know, just out of recognition that the engine is past its prime, although it's you know, it doesn't really give trouble. So I'm just gonna keep enjoying this thing. I still think that it has some nice features. I really love the dash in the car. I guess with all my cars, if I didn't use them for running errands, they'd never get used at all, because I don't really ever just go out and drive around. So and I have had, you know, there were times when I was driving this car in the city a lot, and you know, it's okay. How are you doing? You enjoying your ride today? Right on. Funny, had this car longer than I've had Franker's. We put this car together mostly for Stella, and she always enjoyed it. So when people have asked me about why don't you put the proper door on there, I actually have the parts to do it now, and I guess it's just because I always think of that as Stella's door, the funny one. So I don't, you know, to me, I mean, if and when I ever sell this car, of course, whoever buys the car will probably put the correct door on it. That totally makes sense. But as long as this is my car, that's Stella's door, and you know, and Franker's door, right? We've talked about whether I would repaint the car too, and I certainly get why people would want it to not look so terrible. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I like the way the car looks, but to me this car is what it is right now, and if I you know, if I change it, then it's not going to, it won't appeal to me more. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that I would hate it if it was shiny and nice. It's just that I wouldn't like it anymore. It's good enough the way it is. I think one of the main reasons I never paint the car is I don't have a good grille for the car. The grille is quite badly damaged, and it's been very poorly kind of patched together. So I'm afraid if I paint the car, it would just look like a bad restoration instead of kind of a fun old beater. And there's lots of bad restorations out there already, so don't need to add to that. Plus, then I know how it goes, like with the Fury. You start painting, or as soon as you decide to make it shiny, well, now everything's got to be nice, right? Now you got to fix all the weather stripping, and then you're doing the moldings and the stainless, and then, you know, next thing you know, you've completely restored a car that, you know, it could have restored any one of these cars, and just left this one alone. So that's kind of the plan. I'm just enjoying that it's still going. I mean, 10,000 miles on a car that probably was headed for the scrap bin, and it's doing okay. I think the weak link is the overdrive. It's you know, it's functioning, but every now and then you get the sense that things in there are probably not mint anymore. So, you know, it's just like the rest of the car. If we are kind of easy on it and treat it the best we can, don't expect more out of it than it's prepared to offer, and I think it'll be fine. 10,000 miles is not a lot, but it's probably 2/3 of the miles I've put on in the last 6 years. I really don't drive very much at all. I have no intention of selling the car. It's really not worth anything. I'm just gonna keep enjoying it as my kind of weird beater car. Very few people have ever been able to guess what it is without reading it, and kind of throw them off. I think I got some Plymouth hubcaps on it, maybe one Kaiser hubcap. So it is just a strange old thing that's still going, and it's kind of funny. I kind of laugh at myself that I even own this. This is a car that I thought as a kid that I would never own. I remember thinking, man, that's a car I would never buy. That's not a good looking car. And so I kind of had to laugh at myself when I ended up with one. Not only ended up with one, but actually drive it almost daily. I certainly think that the interior styling is very, very attractive. I do like the look of the inside of the car. It's got some nice details. You know, fun old thing. Right, Boo Boo Dog? Yeah? You want to get out? Okay, let's go. What other fun Frazer facts have we got? I've never washed the car. It doesn't really look any different than the day I put it together. You can see the tires have gotten dirty, but the rest of it looks pretty much the same. It hasn't really gotten any rustier. The only rust repair I did is there, and that looks pretty much the same. You know, it had that rust at the door when I got it, and it does stay inside most of the time, and in the winter it does not get driven, so it hasn't gotten any salt on it, and it really hasn't gotten any worse. That's about all you can say for it. Oh, and I did get, I got some driving lights for it, which I'd like to install here. So that would be the final bit of decoration for the front. Part of the fun of this car has been gorping it up with all kinds of gorpy accessories that are not necessarily attractive. The car guard is one of my favorite parts of it, even though that came off a different vehicle. It's found its home here, I think, and you know, it's just a fun old thing. Everybody gets a laugh out of it, and it has not left me on the side of the road ever. It doesn't really get hot, doesn't really do anything too wrong. So anyway, just thought you guys might get a laugh out of having a look at the old Frazer 10,000 miles later. Not really any worse than it was. You're 5. Isn't that good, eh? Happy birthday, Minnie. What a good girl. Say thanks for watching. Is a regular contributor.
Same old shit.